I think it's a broader question of why is Garland, Ivanka and Jared's lawyer, I will emphasize again, still a mainstream figure within the Democratic Party? Why did Biden just appoint Jamie Garland to two big committees? One of them is under Mayorkas at the Department of Homeland Security. They're installing her in multiple facets in the Biden administration as an advisor. They have her as the liaison between the DOJ and the January 6th committee. Like, that is a disturbing thing. That relationship is bad. And I think Obama, sometimes just, I don't know if he's clueless. I think there were things he didn't want to see. He obviously didn't want to see Russia as a threat. He didn't want to see, Vladimir Putin as a threat. Like, if he doesn't want to see a threat, he'll just refuse to look. And so I think if you see someone like Garland, he kind of just is like, yeah, she brings in a lot of money for Democrats. She was, on Clinton's team. Like, my elite friends like her, fine. I'm not going to dig deep there. Same thing with Merrick Garland. He checks all the boxes for somebody like Obama. He went to Harvard. He did his, his clerkships. He had his judicial positions. He's, they'll say he's by the book, and you could look at that two ways. Either you can't go by the book when the book is burning, which is now, or like this, the book is the goddamn like Necronomicon. Like, that is what these corrupt judges have been following for decades, and also, the DOJ has been following. That's why we had actual Russian assets in the DOJ in high positions, like, for example, Louis Freeh and William Sessions, former heads of the FBI who went on to work for the Russian mafia. That's another thing folks just don't want to talk about. So yeah, I think Obama's decision-making should certainly be examined in this regard, but I think this is one of these decisions where, they don't want to see what's in front of them. They don't want to see the darkness in their midst. They want this to be a partisan problem when it's really a bipartisan, sprawling, transnational nexus of corruption. And the reason they don't want to see it that way is because they're implicated in it. They have a responsibility to end it, and they want to dodge that responsibility.
If Russia is poisoning peace negotiators, right? How the hell can we trust them to end this war through negotiation? You simply cannot. You cannot. Everything we know about Russian aggression, we know all that already. And so the only way you're going to defeat Russia is militarily. That's the only option they've given us. The Russian people aren't going to rise up. The vast majority are brainwashed. The oligarchs aren't going to rise up. You have Abramovich trying to play peacekeeper, but that's because he's always been sort of the most westernized, posh one among them, as much as he is in Putin's, son to Putin. But Abramovich plays both sides, right? But the oligarchs aren't going to rise up. They're a bunch of cowards, and they're stuck under Putin's thumb. So the only chance of stopping Putin is Ukraine. So give Ukraine everything you need, including a no-fly zone, and let Ukraine tell us what we need. I'm tired of these idiots on Twitter coming out of nowhere saying, let me, a random guy on Twitter, tell you what should happen. No, Ukraine keeps telling us what should happen. And since they're the ones who have successfully resisted Russia thus far, we need to look to them for leadership. And all these politicians who are announcing to the world that they're cowards, essentially, we dealt with them back in the lead up to World War II. They're the same people that slowed down U.S. involvement in World War II, which was necessary to end that war. And so there needs to be greater moral courage. There needs to be greater strength. There needs to be greater ownership of our own power, and enough of this hand-wringing and letting terrorist Putin set the terms.